Hello, everyone. My name is Dylan Dotson, and today I will be showing you a video on how to successfully work with the plugin Eliminator, how to manage a WordPress website, and how to be able to get it to show up on your app. So, first thing I want to talk about today is your WordPress dashboard. So, when you first log in into your account, you will see that your picture shows up, and in this corner, and you'll see that your website, whatever your website domain is, the one I currently have right now is abc/2.net. So with this, this says right here you can add another domain. For $15 if you want to add another website. I will show you what my website looks like. Here you go. You can see I can refresh it so you can see how it goes in. A better chance, a better community, contact, donate. We have a few animations to slide in, and we have about all the different tabs that we have. So basically, to give you a quick rundown of what I will be showing you today is how to change this whole header area, how to configure it to look this middle section of body to look like this, how to get things like animations and colors, and how to deal with the bottom widget powered by Dots and Development. So the first thing I want to talk about is on your dashboard. So on your dashboard here, you can click to show you your stats. You can view. I have 100 so far. I just published this website. I already have 196 views, 13 visitors. To show you all of different things, but that's not really what you need to worry about. What your main focus right now is working with the pages, or you may need to use the post, but really we just gonna keep it simple. Work with the pages. So here is the customize. Now, this is not how you customize the words that you see right here, but this is how you customize like the light things, the header, the color, the theme color, things of that nature. So first, let's go back. We have customize. So now it says you're customizing a better chance, a better community. That is the name. If you look at the domain right here, you got the WP stands for WordPress. That is WordPress admin. So that is me logging in. I'm working on editing this. So first thing I'm going to talk about is the theme that I'm using is called Astra. That's why you see where it says more options available in Astra Pro. So when you first log in or you're making a new website, you'll start you off with the regular default WordPress theme. That theme, um, some people like it. I thought it was, just I didn't really like it for what I was doing. I was doing this for a nonprofit organization, so I wanted to have, a certain type of look to it. So Astra, they're a company, and they have, really good templates, themes. So I use that theme. You don't really need to get the pro theme. You can pretty much get everything you need in just a regular theme. So that's how I was able to get this look. So other themes have different looks, but this is using the Astra theme. So first thing I want to talk about is the global section. The global section is the topography. That is, you have the base topography and you have the headings. The base topography is just showing you the font that you want for the whole entire web page. I decided that I like the regular system font because I want people to be able to read it. It's cool, to have different fonts and everything for, projects, but I wanted to keep mine strictly professional. Next thing is the headings. All the different headings that you see I have up here, the weight of it, the text, the family, the size, everything like that. You can, mess around with the size of all the different headings that you see around here, up here, mostly up here is what, because it's global, so it's gonna be for the whole entire thing. So you can play around with that and see what the headings. I personally left that all default. I like how WordPress default, keeps it professional and keeps it, everything looking, because once you start messing with all these different line heights and everything, then you gotta worry about making sure everything is, similar to the same side, and it could be skewed, things that nature. So I like to leave it default. So next, I don't know how to look like that. Next, we have in global, we have the colors. So your base colors, like I talked about earlier, the theme colors that you can see it like the link hover text. Those are these colors that you see where it's black up here. The text down here is different. This is not part of the global section. This is part of the actual editor down here. But this is, the heading color. And then when you hover it, you notice that it is blue and everything like that. So that's where you can mess with those colors. They have a few options for that. And what you guys are seeing right here, this is part of WordPress. This is not part of Astra. Astra is just how, everything is like the menus up here, this is up here, this is right here. That's just that. All this that is being, this bar that you see over here, that's all part of WordPress. So regardless of what theme you have, you will always have these options. Next, you have the container. So that's the width, page layout. I wanted it full. If you have, boxed or anything else like that, it will not be. It'll probably stop right here. It wouldn't be the full length. So full width is what you usually see most pages being. So buttons you have, color, border, button, text, basically the same thing with what you guys see these buttons. These buttons aren't coming from this page, but they're talking about if you wanted buttons up here. I don't have any of these buttons up here, but if you have a website where you want to make, donate, really emphasize, donate, you can make that a button and it'll take you right to the donate to the GoFundMe, things of that nature. Next, we have the header. So this is important. The header. The first thing we'll start off with is the site identity. The site identity is basically the logo, the one that you see up here. So when you first go on the website, every website that you see has a logo. The next thing is the retina logo. So when you look at it on, a phone or a tablet, anything like that, it always keeps that sharp image. Another thing you can see down here is they have desktop view, tablet view, and phone view. So like for instance, I'll just show you like the tablet view. It just shows you it in the tablet so you can make sure it works. So one thing you want to make sure is that every time that you make an edit, make sure you check it in the tablet and on the phone version so that it looks right. One of the first issues I ran is I made sure everything was right for the desktop, and I got to the tablet view and it was so jumbled and everything. So you want to make sure, everything is pixelated and just make sure you're checking over everything to make sure it's right. Majority of the time, 95% of the time, everything is gonna minimize correctly, but you just want to check to make sure. So you have the logo with, the size of the logo that you have. And this is very important, the site icon. This is the icon that you see that shows up in the corner right there. As you can see on the top left corner, that is the logo that you see. And then on my site title, Better Chance, Better Community, you can display or have it in line, meaning that it shows up here. And then, typography, you can change the size of it. So when you click on it, you can change the size and make sure it's pixelated. The difference between pixelated and EM is that pixelated makes sure that it's when you condense it or show it on the phone, it still shows up within the same space. Like this will always be this distance from right here to right here, regardless on what phone it is, it will always be that distance. Next, you have the tagline. The tagline is, to provide North Carolina, etc. Which comes under it. You can choose to have it. Same thing with typography. I made sure it's pixelated in the size 10. The footer credit, I decided I wanted to hide that. Or you could choose to, give credit to if you're making a website for somebody, things of that nature, what you want to do. Next, you have the primary header. So the layout I have is this one here on the left. When you go on majority websites, you will see this one where the logo, words right here, and the menu information on the right side. They have it where you can get the logo on the top and the logo on the right side, but WordPress does a good job, giving it to what most default websites are. We have content width because you want it to look just like that. And we have the border color. You can't really see it too well right here because this is also blue, but the border color is also down here too. It's going to be nice and light blue, so I'll show you, kind of give you an example. If I was to make this a lot bigger, now you can start seeing it come up. I'll leave it at 1 just to give it just a nice little visible line. The layout, as you can see, I have it stacked just like that. So keep in mind, even though I'm not making any changes, I'm just showing you the demo. when you are working on this on your own, you want to click that publish button. The publish button is basically save. That's all it really means. So make sure you're saving your changes just like you do with any other project or anything else. Make sure you always save your changes. Make sure you have the primary menu. So you can disable the menu where you don't even have that up there, or depending on what website, because this is for like a business kind, but you could have one for a portfolio, for photography. You could want all different other things. So the last menu in the item, you can have search, button, text, HTML, widget. Search, for instance, if you have search on the end, I can see what I can put it up there for you if it loads. It should put search over here. You see how it ends up having a search right there. So personally, I didn't want that up there. I just wanted it regular. And one thing I always say when you're working on it, when you have your website published, you see how it says abc-2.net. Always have one where, it's like you're like a customer or something, and you're just going to look at the website. So anytime you make a change, you can refresh it just to make sure it looks clean on, just if you're like a regular person viewing it. So next, the container animation. What the container animation is basically when you go view one of these, you see how these do not have any sub menus. So for instance, project has sub menus. It's really fast, but when you look at it, it's sliding up. So that is the container animation that I had. The border color, I wanted white. I didn't want any boxes or anything around it. Just keeping it basic and regular. Now the menu breakpoint, the size in between it, because I didn't want it all jumbled up. The toggle button color, kept it white, drop down target, icon, or a link. You want icons, not links, because the links is what's up here. You want to show the icon. So like for instance, when you like abc2.net, you wanted to show about, not abc-2 about. So let me go back. And so now we have the transparent header. I wanted to enable on, you can choose if you just want it for the desktop or just for the mobile. I wanted desktop and mobile. Border size don't have a border for it. And this is kind of what I went over: site title, menu, sub menu, content, background. You can change the color of all of those. Next, you don't need to worry about breadcrumb. That's to disable certain things. No need to worry about that. Blogs, unless you have a blog that you really need, we can go over that. If you have posts, I don't have any posts on mine because I don't have a blog type of website that I made, but in another video I can definitely go over that. You have your sidebar and your footer. Your sidebar, my default layout is the right sidebar. So for instance, to show you that, we can go to about. See my sidebars on the right on every single page. To follow us on Twitter, so you can see that. ABC2 calendar. You can see they retweeted something on my page. Second one's being released. My app should be released next week. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so you can go back here and the footer. So this is the important part: footer widgets. I do not have any footer widgets on the bottom, but if I did, it would view like that, 4 things down here. But instead, what I have is for the footer bar, I just have one bar down here like this, because now when you look at most websites, it does not look like this. It looks like this, where it's the content center. So I had decided I wanted to have text. So the current year, the business I'm doing it for, and powered by Dotson Development. And I have the current width. I went in it long, and border colors, you can see down here, just like I did earlier, I can do it huge, and you actually start to see it, but I didn't want that. Oops. I did not want that, so now I went the border color blue. So our background and content, just like that. And usually if I wasn't demoing it, then I would do publish, but I am not doing publish because I'm just showing the demo. So that's that. Next, you have menus, widgets, homepage settings, and additional CCS. So quickly skim over it. My main menu that I'm showing was my primary menu, is main menu. That is these up here. We'll dig a little bit deeper into that later in the video because you don't want to access it from here. I will show you where you want to access that from. The widgets, I have 8 widget areas. I'm not using those. Homepage settings. Make sure this is always set to static page. Static page is showing exactly what you post, not your latest post. Not every time you post, it's showing your static page. Your home page, you always want it to be home because that's what this page is. You don't want to start it on social or don't even want to start on home, but it gives you choices. And I'll show you how to get those choices if you want it to be something else. You also have additional CSS. Additional CSS, that's coding for like my app that I use, for the app that I made from converting this into this website into an app. I used a lot of CSS, that's a coding language. We can dig more into that on a different video. Coding, I know it's a process, but it is very fun to learn. And yeah, so I can dig into that in another video, but that's for CSS is when you want to add new, like, different things, like you just want like something Apple up here, you can code all that. That's coding. So we'll get into that later. So this is pretty much the whole beginning customization part. So we can go exit out of this changes you made. Okay. So now you're back to your WordPress site. So all this other stuff, you do not need to worry about all this. Things we can even worry about that. Don't need to worry about the plugins, export, anything like that. Hosting, configuration, you don't need to worry about any of that because you're just learning how to maintain this website. So what you want to do is the most important step, go to WordPress admin. WordPress admin is going to have more of a black, sleek look to it, black and gray look to it. And that's where you do all your customization to be able to edit the text, make it come in like this, everything like that. So to be able to do that, you click on WordPress Administrator. So here you have WordPress Admin. This is where everything goes down. So you have all your stuff on the side. You have everything down here. So you notice this is a lot different. Oops. You notice that this is a lot different than what we saw earlier. So here I can just give you a rundown. Jetpack, that's just something that came with my plan. Post, if you have any posts, we will not talk about that in this video. Media, links, pages. Pages is what we will go through in this video because that is very important to get in the menus. We don't need to know about comments, feedback, and Eliminator. That is probably one of the biggest things in this video. Is Eliminator is how I was able to make the text look like it did, the fade, everything like that. Eliminator is what I use. We don't need to know about templates. Appearance is very, very important. Plugins, users, tool settings, and app presser. We'll discuss all that later. The only things that you need to be focused about in this video is pages, Eliminator, appearance, and plugins, and app pressure for when we get to make the app. So first things first, I want to talk about is your pages. Actually, no, let's talk about your plugins because we want to get everything set up first. So first, you can see the list of plugins I have, probably about 12 maybe plugins, but I'm only really using a few. I want to say plugins are cool. It's kind of like in like when you have a Word document, Word art, and all that cool stuff. It's really cool to have plugins, but the more plugins that you have, the more it slows down your website, and the more it gets to be a lot, the more maintained. I want to keep for me, I want to be able to keep it simple and have a professional look to it. So the spam that comes with my plan, so it does its own thing. If it says activate, that means that it's not activated, but if it says deactivate, that means it is activated. So you could choose to, activate, deactivate, depending on what you want. So the ones in the green say this plugin will start by WordPress, so it does it for you. Here I install AppPress because AppPress is why I hooked up to my app, and that is how I'm able to send the feed from my website to my app. So from here, that it gives you a code ID number, and from there you're able to bring bring WordPress to AppPress. Very cool. We'll talk about that here in the video. We have Eliminator. That is what you need. That is the one thing that you need to download, Eliminator and AppPresser. because those two is how you get your website to function. Like I made mine function, so I'll show you how to add those plugins. Full, so I'm not using that. I'm not using that. Jetpack comes with it. And System Snapshot. You also want to download this because first when you download, you get an email saying that WordPress thinks that it's a bug or just a bad thing that you downloaded. But really, the System Snapshot report, when you go to settings and when you go to tools and snapshot, if you ever need any help and want to get in contact with AppPress or contact or WordPress contact, they will ask you to send a snapshot report, and that's how you will get that snapshot report. Is by having that widget, that plugin downloaded. So to be able to add a new plugin, you want to go to Add New. And it works just like the App Store. You can search whatever plugin you want. Of course, the one I wanted was App Pressure. It should show up. App Press. Oh, because I already have it downloaded, so it's not gonna show. And Eliminator may not show either because, well, Eliminator does show right here. And to be able to download, all you can do is click Install Now, and then you go back to your plugins and you activate it. So that's with the plugins. The next thing I want to talk about is the pages. So here you have the pages. You have the ABC2 map, about, calendar, community service hours, contact, donate, get involved, home, project, social. And if you check and look, that is everything that is on my donate, that is on my menu section that you see up here. Now, here's the thing. This section, what you see right here, you can add a new page. Like when you go to add a new page, like I will show you an example. Add a new page, we can say this one is about logs. Make sure you publish it. So I'll just give you a quick run through. Make sure the visibility is public, publish immediately. So page published. Okay, go to all pages. So now you see that log is published, but when we go to our website to update, you don't see logs up there. So why is that? The reason why that's like that is because this is just showing your pages. In order to get a page on the menu, you need to go to Appearance and Menus. Now your pages will show. And then from there, you have logs, and you can add it to menu. So once you add it to menu, it will show up down here. And from there, you can be able to, navigate how you want it to show up, in this area right here. And the cool thing that you can do is you can slide one of these to the side, and whichever one is above, it becomes the sub menu for it. So I slid get involved in community service hours and slid it to be able to, when you go here, it'll show as the sub item menu. So of course it's just a demo, so I'm not gonna, clearly go through that. Of course, you have any questions, just comment under the video or email or text me, and I'll be able to help you figure that out. And I know that this is my primary menu, not my footer menu, because the primary menu is up here, footer menu will be at the bottom. So next, we go to, so we don't want that. So we can take that, you just gotta go to the add menu. It'll be the same for posts, custom links, categories, and formats. Same thing like that. You can have multiple main menus. You can tell I have 3, but just keep that the one, the primary menu, the main menu. So we can go back to, if you want to be able to delete something, so I can say either delete it, you can go to logs, and you can go to trash. So now here's where Eliminator comes in. Because you have Eliminator downloaded, if you have any problems with Eliminator, I had a problem too when I first downloaded and clicked Eliminator, it would say that the link was broken. There's thousands of YouTube videos. All you have to look up is issue with Eliminator, and there's a lot of walkthrough videos, and they'll show you how to fix the plugin. It's something with you having to re-download it, or the browser that you're using it with, or whatever the issue may be, but the video will make sure you'll have it working. So first thing we can work on is, we can look at is about. So if you click on about right here, or click edit about, that shows you it in the WordPress But so it's just showing you the permanent link, visibility, publish. If you want disable primary header, title, feature image, anything like that, that's just the basic stuff with WordPress. That's the reason why I have the Elementor plugin, so I can be able to do extra things with it. So I want to click edit with Elementor, and when it loads up, you will see how this editor comes out. So there we go. So now you see we're back on our website. One of the coolest things about Eliminator is how many features you can do with it. It's amazing. Intersection, text, the heading, image. Most importantly, you'll probably use this text editor. That's how you get like this video button. There's so many things. One of the new things they have up there is HTML. So if you have Google Doc, Google Slide, the map, anything like that, you just grab the HTML code and you're able to and it will show right there on your web page, which is really cool. So first, all right, we can jump right into it. So coolest thing is you see how you notice the text is moving around, doing all sorts of types of things. So I can show you how to. So if you want to edit it, just click on it. It will change it for you. You can change the text. A lot of these skills that I'm using, you learn those from having a Word document. So if you're familiar with PowerPoint, Publisher, or this will be pretty simple to you. If you are into the coding and everything, you can actually click text. You can actually view the code, which is really cool. But for right now, these persons will do that in a different video. For right now, we'll talk about the visual. So, simple things. If you want to change the text color, I have mine black, but if you want it to be a different color, you can play with that. Same with the typography, the advanced. You notice that it keeps sliding down. So I have it fading down. You can do so many different things with it, which is really cool. You have the border if you want a border around it, the hover, positioning, anything like that. Custom CCS if you want to code it, but you need that to go pro. And just kind of like I showed you on the first editor, we click the update button. The update button, that's basically just saving it. On the WordPress it's called publish, but here it's called update. So you want to click on history. If you ever, there's a few times where I was editing and I was going in, I was doing everything, and I realized that it didn't look right on the mobile version of it. And I was like, wait a minute, I did that 45 minutes ago. So how do I get back to it? Because everything I did is wrong. So I need to be able to redo it. So you can click on history, go to revisions. Coolest thing about this, it will show you revisions weeks ago. I started working on this back then. It'll show me, things I did January 16th and today is the 24th. So, really cool things like that. So you have so much access to everything. If you want to be able to add something, add a widget, like right here, do your structure. You see how I have different structures. Here it's 4, here it's 1, here it's a video. I can do like 2. Um, Really cool thing, you can just drag and drop interface. Coolest thing. I can get a video in there that I want, and then be able to, connect the video. I could be able to add some text if I want in there. Be able to, as soon as you start editing it, mess around with it, just be able to do anything. And then, always click update at the bottom to make sure you change. You're going to delete it, do like that. If you want, if say I want something to go in between here, what you do is you go to the one at the bottom of it, click plus, adds a section right there. Easy right there. So that's just, basic rundown. And, I can always do other videos in the future to get more in depth. But this is just pretty much the basic. You can, play around with that and see how that works. So to get back out of it, the other thing I want to tell you is, that's the about tab. If you want to mess with the other menus, you have to go back out, find the social menu, find the social page, and click edit with the link there, and they'll take. You can't directly click on any of these links. It's just showing you, but to be able to get to those, you have to back out. Like I'll show you an example. Go right here, exit dashboard, leave page. So say we want to go to social. Social, edit with Eliminator. And here you are on the social tab, just like that. So next thing is I noticed a lot of people wanted to know how I was able to come forward with this. I'll give a basic rundown. I'll do another video on individual how to do that, but I'm just doing, a very basic video right here. It's the first video. So first things first, are the pages. Go to your home page. It will say front page by it. Hit it with Eliminator. Boom. Really cool. So here you can see that I have my picture in the background, which is where I pulled the image from. I bet a chance. So basically, what I was able to do is there were two tiles I had, and what I have is a divider. If you didn't see divider up here, you click right here, and divider is right there. That's how I was able to line it up like that. This right here, what I did, this takes a little bit of improv. So like you you kind of have to get everything, kind of move stuff around with the positioning that they have. So like for instance, if I click contact and I go to advanced, you can see how I was messing with 23 top, 10 right, just to be able to line them up perfectly like that. You see how when I hover over it, it turns green. So what I was able to do was the hover button and how long I wanted to hover for, and the color, the classic and the gradient, the color of it. I did not want to border over it. So you can put it like that, the color and everything like that, in the box shadow. Anything that is, if it's blue, that means you've touched it before. So you can, look at what you touched. And then I linked it, the content. I linked it to the contact, and then for that one, the donate, which is really cool. So, and that's how I got the picture in the back. So I'm gonna click on the picture. So and I click on it right here. Okay, here we go. The style. That's how I was able to get that. And those two. So that's how I was able to get that background. So this button right here is how I get this column. So you can see that my style I have a light blue. That's the background. This picture was not light blue. What I was able to do, which was really cool, was I used what we call a background overlay. That's what the image looks like. I position centered it. You can mess around with that. I wanted it fixed, so when you go up and down, you notice how it's weird because it's showing it weird on the website, but I think when you look at it on here, it barely moves. It just moves just a little bit. I just wanted it just to move a little bit, so that's how you get that fixed background. I cover it in the opacity. I faded the picture out. You see how it's very dark right there? I kind of faded to give it a nice slick look to it, which is really cool. Um, with this, this comes in with your PowerPoint skills that you learn from Microsoft PowerPoint. But if you don't have any, experience with it, what I was using was the motion effects, the timing. I wanted normal, these normal. I wanted these slow. So now when you see and one coming from the left and the right, so now when you see it, it comes together like that. That's how I was able to get it like that. And you see how I get all these to fade down. So this is just like a basic demo. I'll make more and more videos of just to show you how to really get in depth with it. So next, we exit back to the dashboard. So here we go. Now we see the pages. Now you know that we got the pages. We have, what else do we have? We got the eliminator and we got the appearance. Everything that we need right there, which is really cool. So we have the app presser. So now let's talk about the app presser. So you can see here we got the site slug and the app ID. That's what you need to be able to hook up your site slug and your app ID. That's how you're and then what kind you want in there. So I'll get into that more later. So that's how we get. So that's pretty much. Oh, last time I talked about is the themes. So the theme that I have is Astra. That's how I get it to look. So the thing is, watch out when you when you pick these themes. So here's the popular Ion AP3 theme. That's what's used for app pressure. So when you have app pressure, that's what's used. But what I want to talk about with that is with app pressure and WordPress. App pressure uses Ion AP3, but with WordPress you can use anything. So about this, when you click, since I'm using Astra, that is the look that I have right there, what I have right now. If you decide to activate, you can live preview, which is a lot more safer. But if you choose to activate any other theme, it will keep all of your information, but it will make it look all different like that theme. So there's no telling if you try to go back to Astra, if it will make it look back like this, you may lose some things. So just make sure when you make it, before you even make it, you should select the theme first to make sure this is exactly what you want. So I can show you some other cool things that I've done. I have my ArcGIS that map that I have, which is really cool. ArcGIS is a GIS software. That's something that you have to pay for. I have an ArcGIS account. I'm willing to, give anybody access to it to be able to help out, and which is really cool to that. And then last, which is using HTML code, I was able to put the Google Calendar in there, which is really unique. So anything like that. So this is the chain video we have. So next thing I want to show you is the app presser. So let's see. So here we go. We have the ABC2 app. We have my username and everything. And here's the exciting part. I'll give you just a quick overview on it. So because that app ID and site slug that we have from right here, you're able to get from right here, everybody's will be different because everybody's will be different because of it just generates it for you. Here we have the app. So within app presser, mine is a little bit different, but I'll show you, just the basic things: the home, the projects, the map, the loads, contact, help, and social calendar. So I'll get into more detail later about how to deal with colors, design settings, build preview menus, and custom pages. But what I want to talk about is I manually coded this, but what AppPresser does give you is they allow for you to, come up with your own ideas and custom pages and everything like that. I did not directly stream a lot of my stuff, but I especially coded mine to be able to get the feed for what ABC2 needs be because of, how they wanted it to be coded and everything. So I specially coded everything to be able to look like this. But this is just, basic design. I'll have more videos on how to be able to specially get it like this, or you can use the way WordPress has their own. But I have a little coding background, so I was able to code it to be able to, get like this and be able to read CSS code and be able to get everything like this. But this is just the beginning. I have to get you to get to that stage. But before you even get to the stage, I'm just kind of, showing you some things. But to be able to get to the stage like this and get the colors and everything like this, you want to first start off with this website. So right here, it's going to show black like this because it's just this theme is only displayed as a preview of your app theme. It is not being shown to other visitors. So if you want to show the main one, it does that because I'm logged in on both. So if I was not logged in, abc2.net, there you go, at the website. So if you want to be able to make an app, you want to first start off with the website. Work with WordPress first, and then go to AppPress. You can go on their websites to see their pricing. I will say this is a very expensive. They're two very expensive to have, but when you do have them, there's a lot of things you can use with it. It is time consuming. It takes time, and you want to make sure you read over your work and everything. But there's a way to start, a way to get started, and to become an app developer. I am now an app developer for Android and Apple, so I'm really excited about that, and I plan on making more apps. So if you have any other questions, you can comment under the video. You can shoot me an email or send me a text. So have a great day.